The Bully Girl Magazine podcast is your dog-eared audio destination, bookmarking the most compelling tales and insights from the vast canine universe. While we passionately dive into the world of bully breeds, dispelling myths, offering training tips, and discussing breed standards, our scope isn't limited. We cast our net wide to encompass a diverse range of dog breeds, ensuring no tale is left untold. Enhanced by expert interviews and inspiring stories, this podcast is a beacon for responsible ownership and breed education. It's where bully breed enthusiasts meet the broader dog-loving community, fostering unity, understanding, and shared joy in every bark and wag. So whether you're out walking your dog or listening at home, be sure to enjoy the show and keep coming back. Hi, I'm Lisa Davis. So glad you're listening to the Bully Girl Magazine podcast, or perhaps you're watching. I advise both, especially because these dogs on the show are so incredibly beautiful. I'm getting stammering because the dog is just so cute. So joining us today is the wonderful John and Antika from Bandsome Bullies, located in New York, and Sussex, New Jersey. Hello, you two gorgeous
Thank you for
people. How
having
are
us.
you?
Well,
Oh my goodness, I'm good. Look at that beautiful baby. Tell us about him or her.
uh, her name is Suki Hana. She's a French bulldog. She's a new shade Isabella Merle. So if you see her back and stuff, it
Oh my
it looks like
gosh.
rose gold.
Oh, she
Um,
is beautiful.
yeah, she's very unique. She even has two different color eyes.
She's a character.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, it's funny you say that because the first question I ask everybody, and you guys can answer this together, is does your dog do anything funny, different, unique?
One of our dogs, Blanca, she actually dances.
Oh,
She's pregnant right
okay.
now, so she doesn't like dance a lot now, but yeah, she dances. If you play music and stuff, she will dance. Like she'll shake. She'll I call it twerking.
Oh my God. I love that. That is so cute.
Um,
Antika, did you have anything to add that you find that your dog does that's unique or different or cute?
My XL's pretty smart. He knows some tricks. But they're canine trained, the XLs, so they can pretty much do like things that most normal training dogs don't do.
Oh, wow.
yeah, they'll
Like
jump
what?
through
Give us
car
an example.
windows. They'll jump through car windows. They can scale houses. They're trained to protect the family. We have 6 kids together, so
Nice.
yeah. So they're very
Actually,
smart. Even Big Meech, she trained him to speak. You know.
yeah. When
Really?
we first
Yeah.
moved in here, though, actually, he would go out the window and try to get on the roof because he's so used to being allowed to go in and out of windows.
Oh my
So he took
God.
it upon himself. But we try to keep him off from doing that because he's so big now.
Yeah. He weighs
Oh my
150
God.
now, so
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a big boy.
yeah,
He's a
big boy.
lilac trimerle.
Oh, he must be beautiful.
Yeah, we were gonna bring him, but he
Yeah.
gets a little
Yeah.
He wants to get all over us.
yeah.
Trust
Gets
me.
very excited.
I totally get it. Okay, the next question I have for both of you, and I'll ask Antika first. When did your love of dogs begin? And then when did your love of bully breeds begin in particular?
So I've always been more of a dog person. I'm not really a fan of cats,
Yeah,
so
me too.
um
No offense.
but yeah, no offense. Cats they're good, but I prefer dogs. But my love of bully breeds started with my first American bully. That was in
2020.
2020. I had a pocket bully. His name was Django, rest in peace. But he was my first bully, and ever since then it's just been bullies. Like he's attempted to get other dogs, and I'm like, they're great, but we're big on bullies here. We're a bully family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love I don't know how I ended up with a lab, but he's okay. But he's no pit bull, I'll tell you that much. I mean, my
Yeah.
kitty, as everyone knows who listens, is my everything. And what about for you, John? When did your love of dogs begin, and then bullies in particular?
Well, when I was growing up, I lived in a place that didn't allow dogs, and I always wanted one and stuff. So
Oh,
we ended up moving to a new place, and I was allowed to get one dog, and
oh,
I ended up
nice.
getting a pit bull, a rescue, and
Yes.
that was like my best friend for 10 years until he sadly passed away. But
Oh,
after that, um, I always just loved. I wanted to get another bully breed, but then I found out about the American Bully. I saw how short they were, the stockiness, and I was like, oh
yeah.
wow, it's kind of a small dog, got that look. And 2020, I got my first one too, and she was like my best friend too. Like she
Oh.
was everything. I ended up, she ended up, I boarded her with someone for a brief period of time, and they abused her sadly, and she ended up paralyzed, and I had to put her down. Like it was
Oh
really
my
bad.
God.
Yeah, so after that I was like I had a son from her though, and I wanted to keep her bloodline alive. So it was like that's what really started the program. Our two dogs like had a puppy, a singleton, and like we're gonna keep the bloodline alive, keep it going.
I'm just so flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say. I'm so incredibly sorry. Did they
Thank
get in
you.
trouble, I hope?
Oh no, they moved before I could like I picked up my dog, um, and like I took her to the vet and everything, and then within 2 weeks I went to go back to the house and stuff like that and speak to them, but the house was empty. It was like crazy. I was like, yo,
I'm
they
sorry.
just the only thing that the vet told me was that, the person that I boarded them with said that she had gotten to an accident and that something happened. They don't know what happened. Maybe she fell downstairs. But when I took her to the vet, they said that it had to be like an extreme striking blow to the spine. And it was like,
I'm
yeah.
very sensitive. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It just made me more aware of like who we entrust our pets to and
Right.
where they go to and who we work with. So
Yeah.
it made us more aware, more on point with that kind of thing.
But
Right.
since then, we've been more like we've been big on just us
Yeah,
doing
my
it.
Good.
mom is a big help too.
Yeah.
She
And
Oh,
our kids like
yeah.
to help out a lot. They love
yeah.
the dogs.
I loved reading about that, which I'm going to jump into. So you had this great blog post from August 13th, 2023, Bandsome Bullies, Breeding with Heart, Compassion, and Excellence on bgmwarehouse.com.
Yeah.
And it shares how you and Antika Lane are dedicated to American Bullies and French Bulldogs, and how your passion stems from, I love this quote, their love for the breed's remarkable temperament, genetic patterns, and captivating appearance. And you go on to say it's not just about breeding, it's about understanding the breed, cherishing its history, and creating a future for it. John, if you can expand on that for us.
Really, it's just like before we even jumped into just breeding them and having puppies, like we
Yeah.
wanted to understand like the history of this dog, like where it came from, how it started, and where we could take our own vision. So it wasn't even like we're not really about the money, really. I'm being honest. Like we
No,
just
that's
really love
great.
these dogs. Like
Yes.
our kids love them. My mom loves them. They play a major role in our lifestyles. Like I go on 4 mile runs and I got a dog with me, or I go she goes to the store, she's got a dog with her. We always have one with us. Even though I
Yeah.
work and stuff, when I get
Yeah.
home, they're all lined up waiting for me. And
Oh.
it's just something we've always been passionate about. Like we love, like when we do have puppies, we love seeing people happy. And
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing about it. It's it's really just they're just so unique. Like I've never had a dog that has so many different colors and patterns and shades and um can produce so many different sizes. Like we have nanos, pockets, micros, and XLs, and that's one breed. And that's we have an XL American Bully. He's 24 inches tall. We have a a nano bully named Batman. He's 10 inches tall. So it's like you could see the difference in the breed and like the
Oh,
colors and
wow.
everything. It's just so beautiful to be able to have that variety.
I
But
told my husband that I always want to have a pit bull, but the more I do this show, I'm like, well, maybe I can have a pit bull and an American bully, and then a Frenchie.
yeah,
It's really tough.
no, pit bulls are amazing. They're amazing
Oh,
dogs. Like
love them.
I just seen one race not too long ago, and it was running like I think it was like 35 or 40 miles per hour, something crazy. Like
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
insane muscle mass, like super fast, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, that dog's really running like it's fast, like it's
That's
a driving
amazing.
car.
See, I like a really affectionate dog, and Blue, my pit, is super affectionate. The bullies are like that too, right? The American
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
bullies.
yeah, like
they're big, big babies.
That's what I love.
They're very protective, though.
yeah,
Mm,
Yeah, you can't really mistake their lovableness to. They definitely protect.
yeah. Like, and it's cool because we have like varying characteristics in the house. We have some that are very athletic and they have high drive, like they
right,
gotta burn that energy off, and then we have some that are just like couch potatoes, like they don't want to do nothing.
right.
Like Stitch, he just wants to lay down all day, eat, sleep. And then we have like AK, and she just wants to run,
Right.
run, or play and stuff like that. Like Stitch, he plays, but like he's lazy. I try to get him to swim, he'll just lay in the water. Like,
I love that. So when people come over, for example, my dogs can't protect anything. When someone comes over, Like if a repair person or someone's on, where the furnace needs to be looked at, I'll just open the door a little and say they're friendly, and if they're okay, they'll go okay, and then Blue and Benji will shower them with kisses, and that's it. Um, how do you handle it with the protectiveness? Do they like how can you? Is there a word you can say? Like I say, that's just our friend, and then they're like, okay,
Yeah, if someone comes in and like if they haven't been introduced to the dogs already,
hmm
we'll just either tell the dog to heel or sit, stay, and then like they'll see me shake their hand or anything like that. But like if it's like if it's like at an unknown hour, like we don't really have a lot of people over at our house, so
Oh,
it's like if you come unannounced or like one time we had a bear at our window
oh my gosh,
and the dogs were just they wanted to go
That
out.
was fun.
They wanted to go through the window. But it's like if we tell them to heel, they'll come right to us and just sit and wait. Like I could tell my dog to
that's
sit
amazing.
at the top of the stairs and wait till I'll just tell him sit, wait, and he'll sit there and wait and until I come back.
See,
Or
I'm terrible. I tried with Benji. We got Benji, my lab, when he was 19 months old, and his original owners never trained him at all, never socialized him. He's still challenging. We sent him to different training play. We did everything. And then Blue is pretty good, but if there's another dog and he wants to say hi, he'll pull my arm, he'll cry. He just cries and cries. And I said, the next dogs I get, I have to do a better job. I have to start younger. Talk to us about how you train because, it's embarrassing to admit it, but yeah, I didn't do a great job.
um, well, we really start young and we use
That's
food.
smart.
We use a lot of food,
That's
treats,
good.
stuff like training treats.
Yeah.
Starts with little things like we'll get them to walk next to us instead of like pulling us ahead, and we'll use food basically just keep their attention focused. And like
Right.
sometimes some dogs are easily distracted,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll just redirect that attention, or we get them to sit. Then once we get them to sit, we can get them to lay down, and then once we get them to lay down, we can get them to wait. And it just takes time, like really
I know.
little by little every day, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, multiple times, just keep doing it, and then they'll
Yeah.
eventually get it. And like we use food though, like beef liver, stuff like that,
Yeah,
or
no, but
we'll use
that's a great
treats,
way.
like
Yeah, they're
because
so used to like dog kibble, it's hard to use dog kibble because they're like, oh, this
Exactly.
is food to us.
yeah, so we'll try to use like chicken feet, something like that, like something raw that they can smell really good,
Yeah.
um but really it just every dog is different that we've noticed. So like our XLs were a lot easier to train than our nanos in a way. Like
Oh,
our
okay.
smaller dogs were a little bit more hard headed, you know.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the XL's got it like this, Within a couple of days, she had them trained on her own. I didn't even have to help.
Oh my gosh. All right,
Yeah,
that's something to keep in mind. That is
People
something
make
to
it
keep.
look a lot easier in videos, but they don't really show, the behind the scenes of it. It
yeah,
takes a lot of time.
It's
yeah,
a
It's not
lot of
just like
repetition, right?
an
yeah,
hour
You
training
can't
session.
half-ass it. You gotta.
Yeah.
yeah. No, you got to keep on it too, because like you could train them, and then if you don't stick with it, they could lose it.
That's true.
They could
Yeah.
forget, like and socializing is a big thing. It's just a lot of people are sad to say, it's like they just have like this stigma with the
Of course.
bullies, so
Yep.
like we take them somewhere and sometimes people will just like either give us dirty looks or like they'll one time they tried to call the police, like because we had our XL at the park and they're well behaved, but it's just the look of them, they're big dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, the police came and they said that like we're allowed to be there and stuff like that. These dogs aren't even causing any harm. Like her XL Meech, he's a service dog.
Man,
So
thank
like
God you didn't get, well, we don't have to
yeah,
talk about police brutality today, but you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Thank God.
But
Yeah.
So much prejudice.
it is, and it's sad because it's really not the breed. It really isn't. It really comes at
Yep.
the either the other end of the leash, or just poor breeding or
Yeah.
poor ownership, poor training. Like that's where mistakes can happen. And these are powerful dogs, so they
Right.
have to have that kind of like discipline. When you bring
Yeah.
them out, they have to be socialized. Like we'll bring them to family events, introduce them to friends, go to the park, go to the store, stuff like that. And little by little, they're socialized, and with
Yeah.
the training on top of that, it reduces the odds of having those kinds of situations.
It does. My heart's breaking about the bully ban in UK, the XL. How are you guys feeling? I can't even
Yeah, that,
imagine.
I don't agree with it
No, it's terrible.
because like he said, it's not the breed.
Mm-mm.
It's poor ownership, and people get these dogs because they think they look cool, and it's not just about how they look. You really have to take your time with them.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
understand what you're working with. Like the breed you got is like, you have to understand some dogs are meant for like protecting cattle or protecting
Yeah.
livestock, and then you have some dogs that they all have a job to do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like you have to understand what kind of breed you have and what it's meant to do and what kind of drive it has. And
Yep.
some people, they do poor breedings where they're just like inbreeding, 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 and now you have like a certain line of just like bad genetics and like, maybe mental problems and stuff like that I've heard. And like those dogs they can go crazy like human beings, there's
Right.
dogs out there with bipolar, there's dogs out there with depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
so it's also about like, good breedings, clean breedings and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And a
You're
lot
so
of
right.
research.
Yeah.
A lot of research.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the breeding because I want to talk about your genetic testing. I know you do something called Embark. For people who are new, what does that mean?
And genetic testing is basically, pardon me. You do a test on your dog and you find out basically if there's any ailments or um basically you want to find out what kind of DNA the dog carries, if it, for either color, health, um yeah, basically like color, health, all the things about the dog. You want to find out just to be sure in DNA. You want to make sure that the breed you got is the breed you were, if I bought a dog
Right.
from someone, I want to make sure that for example, if I bought a French bulldog, I want to make sure it's a French bulldog and not find out a year later it's a Boston Terrier or something, like
Right.
because people work hard and they're spending a lot of money,
Yeah.
on dogs. So it's like you want to make sure you got what you got and you got a healthy dog. And our job is to ensure that the dog is healthy. Even though we do vet visits, we
Right.
do health testing and all that stuff. I even tell people that buy from us, you want to make sure, get this, you can get certain tests done and I'll give them, when they get their contract, I'll even add a couple like recommended things on the contract that they could do to test on their own,
Oh,
and
good.
I even recommend vets if they don't have one,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
We
but you,
try to make sure that they have a vet lined up before they
yeah,
go to their new home. No.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
But
Hey, John, can
we
you scoot
do
in a little bit more? What time is
we
it?
do
I'm just gonna write
recommend
that
some
down.
too, because like some people would like a vet that can come to the house or like a vet that, certain
Yeah.
things. So I always like we'll have recommendations and we'll make sure that they have one or are in the process of locking one in or,
Yeah.
but we try to
That's so
make sure
important.
that all the dogs we have are health tested, they're clean, they're good for if they're it's not all dogs are meant to be bred, like
Yeah.
some dogs are part of the breeding program. Some of them are just pets. And then we have some that are like, show dogs that just want it. They're perfect for shows. And then, yeah, we just try to
Oh,
make sure that they're
nice.
clean, healthy, happy. And, when they produce quality, healthy puppies, that when they go to their forever home, that the families will be happy. There's not going to be any like worries or anything like that or accidents.
Yeah.
Good. That's so
Yeah.
important. You mentioned your 4-year-old daughter earlier, and in the article you talk about how she plays a significant role in socializing the puppy. She must have so much fun. I can't imagine anything better as a kid.
Um, yeah, oh, I'm at, well, we have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a 6-month-old.
Oh
And
my
it's
God.
like, girl,
How are
girl.
you guys not falling asleep? I
Yeah.
mean, honest to
Oh man,
goodness.
it's a lot, but I love it. Our oldest, she's 10, and then the second oldest is 7, and they both have two dogs. Well, one has a dog and the other one has a sibling. So one wants to do shows and then one wants to be a breeder. So
Oh, cool.
they take their dog to the bus stop, the dog will wait for them at the bus stop, when it's time to pick them up and stuff. So they'll see the dog and my wife or me waiting at the bus stop to pick them up. They'll take them to the park, take them to we'll go to the store and they'll want to take one of them or two or both of them. And since they're siblings and the puppies are siblings, like it's nice. And since they both got nanos. So my oldest, she has Gamora. She's only 8 inches tall,
Oh,
American
wow.
Bully, yeah, and she's stocked up. And then Alana, our 7-year-old, she has Batman, and he's only 10 inches tall. And both stocky dogs, but only so short. But their temperaments are so calm that they don't pull them. They're really the perfect dogs I could have picked for them. I
That's
got them as like
amazing.
graduation gifts to the next grade for them. But it was I think it was the best pick I could have made for them because they were like so calm. They're loving. They got them really young too, so they were like they weren't really rambunctious or anything.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they've always been pretty good, right?
Yeah, from the jump. And the 10-year-old, I'm sorry, can you take her? Our 10-year-old, like he said, she's the one that's more interested in the breeding, and she likes to train them too. She works a lot with her dog
Yeah,
on the training
she
and
can get her to
stuff.
stand,
Oh my
Yeah,
sit,
gosh.
sit. She's trying to get her to walk on two legs. She can get her to do a couple steps and stuff. Like she got her doing like she watches TikTok a lot, so she's got her doing these
Oh,
funny tricks.
oh,
yeah.
nice.
She
Um,
dresses her.
the 7-year-old is the one that's more like into the shows and wants to show her dog off.
Oh,
But they definitely take pride in their dogs and the other dogs as well. They're not just dead set on their own dogs. They like to help with all of them.
Yeah,
Even the
that's so
boys,
nice.
4 and 3, they're a big help. They like to help bathe the dogs. They like to help feed the dogs.
yeah.
So all of us pretty much play a role in the family dog business.
Hmm. They seen me deliver puppies and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a beautiful thing. Like I that's like delivering live puppies. Like it's a process and it's a little like it's I don't sleep for like 3 days, 2 days, because I'm
oh
up with
yeah.
I think the mom sleeps more than I do, but but yeah, it's really beautiful being able to like help her, deliver and everything. It's it's an amazing experience.
Oh God, oh my gosh, what a joy. My mom was afraid of dogs, so I can never have one. And I won't go on because people who listen to the show know I didn't get my first dog, Bailey. He was a pit mix till I was 33. And he's the one that really, I mean, I had met a pit bull earlier than that when in 2000, Ahu, that I fell in love with, a red-nosed pit. But he was my first, and I said, yeah, always a pit. But I'm telling you, now I want a nano bully.
Yeah,
They're
they
I told my
great.
husband when we're old, like when we're 80, and we're gonna try to, be, active and everything. But depending on what happens, we need a mellow dog that doesn't need a ton of exercise. So is that the
yeah,
way to
Hmm.
go?
yeah, Nano Bullies is the way to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a while, but still,
Yeah, the
it's
XLs
good
are
to
very
plan.
active, so I recommend the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Okay, that is good to know. Now, tell us about your favorite bloodline, Golden Child. I love that name.
Um, well, our favorite bloodline, what would yours be? I'll let you go first.
Well, I love all the bullies, but XLs happen to be my favorite.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like my favorite bloodline is the Bossy blood.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Moxie Blood is
Yeah.
solid.
They have great structure, great color, great temperament, all of that.
Oh,
Um,
that's nice.
I think mine will be 5150 from Extreme Bullies and yeah, 5150 bloodline is solid, like super natural mass. Like my micro Playboy, he carries that, and like the mass on him since he was a puppy was just crazy. Um
We call him either a little ape or a little
Great
great
White.
white.
Yeah, because he's just super muscular. That's that's one of our favorites. We did get a lot of game from other kennels like
Oh,
LOE
okay.
718 Bullies, Fresh XL Bullies, Low Life Bullies. They're great people. They gave us a lot of game. They helped us build our lineup. Uh, we still stay,
Park Boy
yeah,
kennels.
Park Boy.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
they helped us build our lineup up, and like whenever we have questions or anything, if we're like second thinking something, or we hit them up, and they help us out a lot. Even though like we do our own research and everything, but like sometimes we someone who's been in the game a lot longer than us will reach out to them, no problem, and they've always helped us.
Oh, that's great. Now, who do you look up to in the bully world?
Well, since I got started, I always admired the Venom line,
Hmm.
and I do have a lot of respect for Fresh XL and LOE 718 Bullies, and yeah, I've always admired the way they breed. Their breedings, their productions are always very clean. It's quality, like I've never was when I got a puppy from them, I was never disappointed, like
Right.
or like, oh, I felt like I got shorted, or I didn't feel like, oh, he
They're not about the money. They want to
yeah.
make sure that their dogs are going
Right.
to a good home.
Yeah, and they're about producing quality and making sure that their dogs are in a good place. So
Yeah.
I've always had respect for them, and I admired them.
Yeah, I was thinking about what does it mean to be a responsible breeder, and you've touched on it a bit in terms of taking really good care of the dogs, making sure they're going to good homes,
Yeah.
getting the testing done, the way you socialize them. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Um,
We spend a lot in dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you feed them.
Um, well, right now we're feeding them Strive performance food. Um, and I like how that's working with them. It's been
Can we put it in the living room?
um no, it's fine.
Okay.
Um, it's been like it's filling on them. It fills them up and it gives them a lot. It helps with their energy. Good coat makes them look. They love it. They chow it down like crazy. We also sometimes I'll do bully gumbo, which is like a treat for them. Like I'll spend like an hour or two cooking up food and stuff and
Ooh,
just
what
give
do you
them
put in
mix.
it?
Chicken feet, beef liver. I'll throw in some vegetables.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah. A little bit of brown rice. They'll get some egg. Beef, just like ground beef and stuff, and like it's usually just I call it gumbo because it's always a little bit different. Like I'm
Yeah.
always adding a little something different. And then I'll give them goat's milk.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like a treat for them on the weekend, and they just chow that stuff down,
oh my
and like
gosh.
they love that. But we also are getting K99 supplements and introducing that into the feed soon, and that I've heard nothing but good things about that and that brand, and I look forward to working with them and stuff. Uh,
Cool.
it's like basically supplements you could add into their diet, and it's like
Hmm.
because before we were doing like Bully Max supplements, but it was not saying anything bad about Bully Max or anything. It's just I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to see, and but K99 supplements has got a lot of really good ingredients, and it's I've heard nothing but good things from breeders I know and from people on YouTube and everything like that. So like we're in the process of getting some of that over here.
Nice. Now, does that help bulk them up or make
Yeah,
like the
it'll
muscle
bulk
definition?
it'll
Hmm.
bulk them up, and it's just added minerals and nutrients. Minerals are a big thing. You got to have the right minerals in your feed. If you want to have like a quality diet for them. Because a diet can play a big effect on health.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear Benji snoring in the background.
A lot of exercise too. Like the
Oh,
XLs
good.
need exercise.
Yeah.
They can't just be like cooped up in a small area. They're big. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
you have to make sure you have the space for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So do you like run around with them? Do you walk them? I know you mentioned that you bring
Yeah.
them out. Hopefully
Um,
people
Yeah,
aren't giving you too
hiking
much
with
of a hard
them.
time.
fishing.
Yeah, he likes to take them fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We take them on long walks. The people in the neighborhood love seeing them out.
Oh, good.
They're definitely head turners.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they just have to stay active. They can't get too bored.
And swimming.
Yeah, swimming is like a big thing for them.
Yeah, they love to swim. Like that'll get your dog ripped.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
swimming.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a pond near us. I can get Blue to go in and swim, but Benji, who's a lab, doesn't. And it's one of those interesting things where I always assume, well, a lab, they're a swimming dog, but
Yeah.
not if you don't teach them.
Yeah, that's
And again,
true.
his original owner didn't do anything with them.
Mm.
And so I have to really pull him in with the leash. I mean, I don't force him, but if I start
Yeah.
to swim, he'll come in with me. But he's not just a natural. Whereas Blue, if I throw a stick, he'll swim and he's really like, because he's heavy. It's really
Yeah.
funny to see the lab on the shore and the pit bull swimming. I love people's expressions.
Stitch, if I throw him in the pool, he'll just sink. So I can't.
Yeah,
He can't swim with us. Like
He got little legs.
he'll just sink to the bottom, and I'm like, oh man. I dive in and get him. After a couple of times, I was like, all right, this isn't for you, buddy. Like,
yeah.
we got to
Oh
get you
my
in the kiddie
gosh.
pool.
I love the name Stitch. I just picture Stitch. Is that
Yeah,
from
Yeah.
Lilo and
he
Stitch? Yeah.
literally looks just like
Yes.
Stitch. Yeah,
We
like,
were looking through Bully Girl magazine. By the way, you can see these beautiful dogs behind me.
yes.
And my daughter said that. She's like, Mom, a lot of these dogs look like Stitch. I said, yeah, they
Yeah, they
do.
do. I love it.
She
Um,
also thought one of them looked like Bulbasaur from, oh, I can't remember what
yeah,
it is. Pokemon.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I say the same thing. Yeah, yeah.
It,
It's cool the different looks because it's still a breed that's in. I feel like we're not finished yet as a
right.
whole community. We're
Yeah.
still working on like getting to that finished product or that finished vision. So
Oh,
we all
yeah.
have different visions. So we're all just like working towards that, and I'm proud of the bully community. Like I think we're doing a great job for the most part. Yes, there is some like people that are not you know how do I put it?
In it for the right reasons.
Yeah, yeah. there's some people in it that are in it not for the right reasons, and then you have some people that are really true to it, you know. And
Right.
I'm proud of the ones that are true to it, and they're taking their time because it takes time and patience. You got to have patience. That's one thing. Like I,
Yeah, patience is really key.
Well, you guys must have a lot of patience between
oh
the
yeah,
dogs and your children. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah,
that's a lot. And you
yeah.
clearly are handling everything beautifully. I mean, just looking at your Instagram page, which we'll give it at the end, your family is just stunning and looks happy and the dogs. I mean, what
Thank
must
you.
be
Thank
so
you.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
blessing. We
Oh,
put God in everything we do.
that's
We try
beautiful.
to
Oh,
keep we keep our faith strong. We our family is strong and tight knit, and our dogs are a part of that.
oh, that is so beautiful. Now
Thank
let's jump right into how do we get a beautiful dog? Walk us through the process of getting a pup from start to finish.
so usually we'll post if we have like a litter coming, we'll post the pregnant female, the male. People will start to reach out, but we don't accept any deposits or anything like that until we have the puppies on the ground and we know that
Okay.
they're healthy. They've been checked and all that stuff, and then we have puppy contracts. Like we do contracts for everything. If it's a stud service, or if it's a puppy, or if it's if we did a co-own. We don't really do co-owns, but we do have a contract in place just in case.
What is a co-own? I mean, it sounds like it you
So
both, yeah,
basically, a
but
co-own is, say we have a dog that we're willing to co-own. Someone will basically buy the dog. They'll put up like a, instead of paying like a full price. Let's say the price was 5K. Let's say they put up 2,500, right, for co-own. This means like we'll have a contract in place where they pay the price of the dog, 2,500, and then there'll be like a certain amount of breedings we're allowed to use with that dog. So like for example,
oh, okay.
let's say I sold a male to Tika. There'll be like, let's say I said 5 breedings. We agreed on 5 breedings for the co-own. I'll stud that dog 5 times, and then afterwards, and after the dog is paid up in full and stuff like that, like the 2,500, dog is hers. She could keep it, 100% ownership. But until then, it's just a co-own. We still have access to use that dog for shows or for breeding, stuff like that. So we know it's not like some people are trying to be sly though. So that's why we have that contract in place. They'll
Oh.
try to get the co-own and just take off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
but
no. What the hell?
yeah, like there's a lot of
So
like, it's like any business. You just have to
sure,
be
yeah.
you have to be careful. But
Mm-hmm.
with puppies though, we try to have a contract in place. Well, we have a contract in place so that way we can ensure that this puppy's gonna go to a good home. And if we find out that it's like been violated or like, neglected or like God forbid in like some dog fighting or whatever, we can take the dog back and we're gonna sue, like
Oh
you broke
yes.
contract. Like it's like a dog repo.
We also,
But
if somebody gets a dog and at some point they can't keep it, we encourage them to bring it back so we can rehome it with a good family instead of it ending up in the
or
pound
we'll
or
help
Oh
them
good.
resell
yeah.
it to a good home. And if say for example in the contract, like if say we sold a dog to someone or a puppy to someone and for some reason maybe we overlooked something,
Mm,
and we missed something and the dog ended up, sick or had a genetic ailment, like
right.
I'll kick back the bread.
Oh sure.
Yeah, like I'm not. We have no problem doing that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
or we'll kick back the bread, or we'll help any way we can. Like we stay connected to people that we sell dogs to or puppies to.
Right.
So it's not like it's gonna be hard to find us or get in contact with us because we're in contact with them. We'll check on them, see how they're doing. They'll reach out to us if they need any advice, stuff like that. But everything is pretty much in the contract. So when you get the dog, you get the puppy with papers, proof of shots,
Nice.
um, proof of its lineage. You get we do a puppy care package. So you get some treats, you get, a little leash collar,
Whatever food we had them on, a
yeah,
little
stuff like that.
Good.
And then, you know, they'll pay. What we do is though, like sometimes people aren't ready to pick up the puppy at 9, 14 weeks. They're working, so we'll do payments. We'll work with
Right.
them, and yeah, once the puppy's paid in full, they could pick it up and pick up the papers, proof of vax, the vet it went to, and everything. and yeah, we'll take a picture, stuff like that. And they'll
Oh,
stay. We try to stay in touch with them, and they stay in touch with us.
We both run the Instagram, so you're bound to get a response from one of us.
Yeah, if I'm
okay.
working, like she's working the Instagram. If she's working, I'm working the Instagram.
Nice. And how did you come up with the name Bandsome?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a nickname for me a few years back, and I just kept it because I used to make music and stuff like that. It
Oh,
was like,
cool.
you know, handsome, but I'm getting money, so it's like Bandsome. um,
I like that.
and the dogs, they're Bandsome, like they're beautiful
Yep.
and they're worth a lot, so we just called them Bandsome Bullies.
I like
It
that.
stuck. It definitely stuck.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Oh, I like it because it sticks out in my mind too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes people will see us in the car and they're like, "Wait, I've seen you guys on Instagram."
yeah, I love that.
Or they
Oh,
say like, "I've seen you guys on Facebook." So
Yeah,
that's really like encouraging
yeah,
to know that people actually, uh, what's the word? Recognize our
yeah.
talent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like to
Well,
get that kind of recognition out of nowhere and not even know these people is pretty cool. It's
well, I have to say, you're
awesome.
both exceptionally good looking.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you.
So you're perfect for Instagram. I mean, yeah, you're
I
just
appreciate
beautiful,
that.
beautiful, and you just radiate joy and light. It's not just your outer appearance, it's the whole thing. Let's talk about your desire to become a veterinarian. Is that something, John? I read
I,
that in the article.
yes, I would love that.
You'd be
Right
so
now I'm
good.
just working and I'm saving up money so I could be able to I don't want to be in too much debt going to
Right. I
college
hear
and
you.
everything. So I'm trying to stack up and be able to go to college and be able to pay my way through. But that's a dream of mine. I've always wanted to work with animals and help heal them and stuff like that. Like I have the veterinarian handbook and stuff, and
Nice.
anytime I try to a lot of times people will either message me, like my family, though, if they have something wrong with a dog, not from us or anything, just in general. They'll reach out to me and see if I know anything or if I could point them in the right direction. Cause I try to study up on it. There's been
Yeah.
nights I spent no sleep just reading on how to treat certain things or just to learn. And it's not even just dogs. I want to work with all animals. I really have a passion for animals. I used to work on a farm with livestock,
Oh,
and that's one of our dreams to have our own livestock. So it's I want to help other people heal their pups, heal their dogs, or so they don't. When I lost Bougie, it really hurt. So I don't want people to go through that. I want to help.
that
Maybe
is so beautiful.
there was something I could have did if I knew something or if I had that kind of aware knowledge. I could have told the vet maybe we could do this or that. And
Right. That's
but
really hard. I'm so sorry. I want to find that person. Don't tell me who they are because I'll be on the road. Vengeance, not a pretty thing, but my
yeah,
Yeah, we
goodness.
try not to hold grudges.
I know you're good. You're
But
good.
yeah,
it was a sad situation. That was his best friend,
yeah,
and that was my dog's wife.
Oh,
yeah.
what is wrong with people?
I tell people all the time, I don't really I have the breeders that I mentioned,
Yeah.
I talk to them and stuff, but this is my best friend. You feel me? I don't hang out, I don't go to the club, I don't play the casinos. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I find joy in being home with my family. So it's when I play video games, I'm playing video games with my kids if they invited me on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My best friends really are my dogs. Those are my
Yep.
friends.
Me too.
I I hang out with them more than people. So it's yeah, I go to work, I have colleagues, stuff like that, but it's my dogs are who I hang out with. I go home, I'm watching TV with my wife and my dogs,
Oh, yeah.
and my kids.
Absolutely.
So it's
We're very family orientated.
yeah, these are my pals.
Yeah, we are too. It's funny with Blue because my husband will sit on the couch and then I'll sit. There'll be little space because we'll try to figure out who he's going to sit with. And I get so bummed out. Like he'll look at me and then he'll look at my husband. I'm like, don't say a word. We're both really quiet. And then Blue, like 9 out of 10 times, picks him. And I'm like, what the hell? You're my soul dog. You're my
That's how
soulmate. My
Meech
husband's like, I
is.
guess he loves me more, just to
Meech is
tease
the
me. But
same
then the
way.
thing is, during the day, when I'm working and if I'm on the couch with my computer researching or reading for the show, Blue will be sitting on me and my husband's at work all day. So I should be a little more fair, but still, I just want them all to myself.
Meech is the same way. He's my best friend. He's my dog. But as soon as he gets home, it's everything's about dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to carry him in the purse too. When he was a puppy, I
Yeah.
surprised her. I came home And like she always said she wanted a Merle XL dog. And I was
Yeah.
like, it was so hard to find. And I finally found one. I drove, picked him up, paid for him right there, drove all the way back. She didn't know. She thought I was going shopping or something, right? I come home, I said, come outside. She comes outside, and I had him behind my back. I was holding him, struggling, and then I pulled him around, and then she like fell in love with him, right? And then she started carrying him in the purse. I'm like, yo, this dog's gonna be like 140 pounds one day. And now he's 150. So it's like,
He still tries to fit in little spaces.
he's so attached to her. Like,
Yeah, the
it's,
second I leave the room or something, or I go outside, I can literally hear him, and he howls. He howls.
yeah. It's the first bully I've ever seen like that howls like a wolf dog or something.
My gosh, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I dogs are just the absolute best. Now, what do you guys think about Bully Girl magazine?
we love it. I mean, I think
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
it's a beautiful thing for the community, um, for pet owners, for breeders,
Yeah,
for just people in general to have like an opportunity to get to learn breeders personally, learn about the breed, learn about basically what's going on, and
right.
our input. Like when you asked about the bully ban, stuff like that. Like we as
Yeah.
breeders got to speak about that,
Oh yeah.
and we got a platform that we could speak on it. It's not just we're not talking about it just on a Instagram story or anything like that. And it's like we need that kind of stuff. We need that kind of
Yeah.
platform. We need Bully Girl magazine, and it's
Yeah.
like even for pet owners, they get to get a little bit more insight on how their dogs are being bred or how people are working with their future pets, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I'm really grateful for it.
We're very blessed to be on your podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to have you guys. I was going to say one of the things I love about the podcast is I get to bring even more. We're going to be focusing on rescues. I've got some pit bull influencers coming up. One of the things I did on my old show, Dog Eared, we're doing here now, where I interview authors about books they've written about dogs
Yeah.
and lots of memoirs. I love memoirs. It's just so encouraging to hear, how my dog saved me and how I saved my dog and how we're working together and so many beautiful stories of people overcoming trauma and the role their
Yeah.
dog played. So it's a lot of good stuff here. So I'm so happy. Did you guys want to add anything else before we go? And it's just been such an honor getting to talk to you both.
Really just thank you. And we appreciate you. We do have a litter coming soon, our first in-house production of our nanos and stuff. So
Ooh,
that's coming soon this month. Love to thank everybody that tuned in.
Thank you.
We hope you all have a wonderful day and hope you have a wonderful day. We appreciate you.
well, you're making
Thank
me
you
have a
for
wonderful
having
day.
us
So
on your
how do we find
podcast.
you guys and get all the good stuff and get to see all your beautiful dogs and children?
You can find us on Instagram at Bandsome Bullies.
Hmm.
We are gonna start a Facebook page because we've realized that some people don't have Instagram.
Right.
But that will also be Bandsome Bullies on Facebook. I'm gonna work on that today.
Awesome.
A few times this week, we brought in our dogs out, and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "You have Instagram?" They're like, "No, just Facebook." And I'm like, "All right, we're not really Facebook
I hear you.
fans, but we're gonna bring Bandsome Bullies to Facebook for
Good.
those who are on Instagram."
Yeah, exactly. The more, the better. I'm not on Facebook much, but I have to say, I used to be years ago. And the thing I love about it is when they do that thing, they're like, here's your memories from 9 years ago. And some
Yeah,
of them I'll look at, like I've gone to the park with my daughter now. She's 19 now. And I'll be like, I swear that felt like we just went. Like, I remember that day so clearly. And then other
yeah.
things will show up and I'm like, I don't know anything about that.
You just have to be kind of careful with Facebook.
Yeah, people
There's
will
a lot
steal
of
your
scams.
pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people they tend to steal pictures and stuff. We're gonna be watermarking our pictures so that doesn't happen on
Oh,
Facebook.
that's really smart.
But yeah, people tend to steal pictures and scam.
Okay. Thank
Sorry
you
for
for.
jumping out like that. I thought I heard something upstairs and I was like,
Oh,
what's
no, it's
going on?
fine.
But
Listen, if
yeah,
a
I
dog
just
barks or something happens, it is a
No,
dog
it wasn't
podcast
even
at
our
the end of
dogs.
the
I guess the
day.
window was open. It was the neighbor's dog barking. I was like barking back
Oh,
and forth with AK.
oh, okay.
She's in
Okay.
heat,
Oh,
so like she's getting a lot of attention.
yeah.
oh my God. Well, you guys are awesome. I really enjoyed this. If you want to learn more, you can go to Bully Girl Magazine. Definitely subscribe. Download the Bully Girl mobile app available in the Apple and Google Play stores. Go to www.bgmwarehouse.com. And also be sure to follow me so you can check out not only Benji and Blue, but my first original good boys, Bailey and Bobo, at Lisa Davis MPH on TikTok and Twitter. Thank you so much. And
Awesome.
everybody keep coming back to the Bully Girl Magazine podcast. Rate, review, subscribe. Thanks.